very aware of that team in general. You know who Doc is. He plays in most internationals. Very, very, very strong player. Now, I do worry, though, because it's a team with a lot of personality on board. His Vision, though, moving in over towards Sandhawk.
This is Vision grouped up, looking to rock together. Go for the burst in. DBS is bringing the baseline as the beat comes through. Bit of a shot back over from Vision. 2 knocks instantly onto them. Marcelo up close towards the window side, just baiting off his teammate's contact, looking for the close range engagement. And it's not ideal for Team Secret. 1 by 1, ripped to pieces. And yesterday we saw them performing far better when they could play passive blank. It felt like if they were able to play from a distance, it was good. Here it's a rough early start.
You do wonder if 4th Rise is going to get involved in this. I mean, Falak has seen this. Takes a good angle down towards that south side as well. Gets a little bit of damage in. Will finish off that final player at Team Secret as well. But that's a 3 knockdown there coming through for Vision. It's a hard one though, because you don't really want to give up the bridge crossing on the north side. But also that could have been 3-4 pickups, giving you a bit more of opportunity to rotate down towards that south. It's a tough decision. Here's Alpha Gaming though, once again, coming up against GMX.
It's already costly as well. A lot of dividends between both of these teams. You're down to 2 players. Of course, 1 knock there as well, so effectively just a solo. Doc with the nade for the clear on the angle. No real health to play with either. DBS raining out bullets back onto him, keeping him in check. Even if they come away from this, you're going to be so low in terms of what you've invested into it.
Don't run back into it.
Oh, mate!
It's not gone up yet! Not gone up yet!
Oh, he's gone.
Oh my days. That is that's an interest.
I thought he'd at least just commit at that point on the double take.
I was like, okay, that's a mad play. It's not gone off. He's just going to straight the building, but instead he's just stepping on it over and over again, going for the bop hit maneuver. This is not footy. You can't kick that thing away. So Alpha Gaming, that they do lose 2 players, and just Top as well as Doc remaining on the team. Pretty strong combo to have, but as a 2-player unit, not ideal.
So already losing Team Secret and Gamax and a total of 14 players. 7 minutes in the match. This is getting hairy real quick.
You mentioned it as well, of course, with Vision potentially getting dove down on by the 4th Rise roster. It seems that they are throwing out a few bullets their way to keep them in check. Zone on the move.
Yeah, that's a decent shift for 4th Thrives, 100%. And Falak was having a look in. You're right, you're absolutely right. He was having a look in down towards that south side, but now I would say their position in the circle becomes way, way, way stronger in terms of real estate. You do have this difficulty though, Jackie, I will say, where you've got 2 players up towards Hatin, you've got T24 as well as IQ down towards the southern compound of the bridge. You're a bit fragmented right now.
If they feel like they can hold all that area, sure.
I suppose we'll see if they do overcommit to it. Seems like Falak is still curious if they can actually get anything from it before they back up and play a little bit more for the long game. Could be a risk you run into. You have Rosemary up on the hill as well, just taking shots down, and he was able to find some impact there, of course, towards Alpha. Got pushed up on. It was a rough early fight for them. I think losing 2 from it, considering how they were hoping, obviously it'd just be a quick smash and grab, is not ideal. They haven't made out like bandits.
Yeah, it was 2 fights back to back, right? And they were just forcing that position on the south side, which can actually be a really, really strong place to play and keep you in check for a long time, because it's the slope that comes down from where APG are currently playing down towards Kinotropa, who's just making it in now. Thunder Talk's currently playing in the Watchtower. You got Intense Game looking their way. But there's another shot coming through from Rosemary. Doing some great job on these pot shots. 600 damage already into the match here. Lovely stuff, because I think Kinotropa was trying to find a little bit of presence here, playing up on the cliff tops, but they're disconnected now.
And they're quick pop-ups as well. Actually, the shots he's been hitting, you can see how crispy he is from distance, which is nice to see. He's still on it. Finding influence here, considering obviously the rough opener they had going into this. Dive in of the top, Silence getting aggressive. Got the nade ready as well. 3 seconds on the cook. I don't know how he just keeps doing this. Yeah, absolutely is dominating. Just from that one position on high. He's been given so much freedom to rip his way through anyone that dares to step up. Oh, that is going to sting. Smited back down to the ground. Up close with the DBS. You feel the full force in your chest on that one, Blank.
That's decent coming through from Intense Game. A very respective of their region as well, right? It's a very aggressive region that Intense Game playing. They see an opportunity, they're going to take it. And they only lose Rafa as well for it in the process. Adrian Very, very strong player on that team. Really, really good fragger. But it's nice to see that Rafa and Silence also having a lot of success there in that engagement. So 4 elims so far coming through for intense game. But yeah, Alter Ego, it looked bad. It looked bad. They had to have a bit of a reset there and try and find some compensation. They didn't find all of those knocks and flushes, but Rosemary's certainly been putting the fear into these teams surrounding them.
You love the heads-up call as well, obviously, just playing off one another, have the respect to play from distance, just go for those more solo maneuvers. They're not just thinking, okay, slow this one down massively, look to rat it out. They're actually keeping themselves involved. They've got the gun skill for it, bro, so it makes sense. Like, even with a rough start, just see what you can do, play your own game.
It looks a lot more confident as well from Alter Ego. In the past, you see a lot of these teams coming through, especially previous iterations of Alter Ego, a little bit too passive. And again, it reminds me a lot of Sook from yesterday, where he was just going for plays where, in that moment, it was the necessary play to make, but it was risky. So they go for this 1-1 split here coming through from Alva as well as Rosemary. And you're right, they were playing off each other very, very well. 4th Rise, they don't over-egg the pudding here. They play Hat in. They've got Noki in the back line there. Influence Rage is on the way from that western side. So at this point in time, I'd quite like to see Falak pull himself off from this position. I think it's just more worth his time to hold Hat in and give up the ghost on that compound. Just hand that over towards Vision. They can hold your south side.
Yeah, it's a good call instantly as well. You can see they've got the audio from this. So as soon as they've got Vision, call for the backup, like you said, they reposition from it. They're not going to guard towards the circle edge there on Vision. And you can see everyone starting to make their move over. It's DRX that are close behind Influence Rage on that crash up towards Hatin as well.
Yangon Galacticos back on screen. Sandhawk Demons, but a little bit quieter in this one. DRX are backstabbing over towards Influence Rage, using the shallows to get the car across, but for how long will R8 be able to hold on to this one? They're heading over towards the compound that Vision would have desperately liked, but Vision is late.
Rosemary still finding impact in the Elim feed as well, keeps it going, but let's see if they've got crystal clear vision on this one, or if in hindsight it'll be problematic. Getting the nades ready for the burst over. Meanwhile, looking rough as well for Fire Flux as they're being burned down, but still get a knock over onto Lil Boy. So at least some influence there back over onto the Rage squad.
Yeah, nades are just primed a lot earlier here from Vision. Yeah, R8 does have to back it up, but no one's focused down towards this fight, so R8's not getting stabbed in the back by anyone on that north side. So Influence Rage, DRX, Fireflux, who even took a fight in the middle of all that, didn't find anything off the back of it because they got sandwiched between two very hard stale pieces of bread in DRX as well as Influence Rage, which is not a comfortable position to be in whatsoever.
Not the sort of sandwich you want, mate. Crumbs absolutely everywhere on that one. Placemat would need a wiping.
It would. Or just removing entirely.
Yeah.
There's no saving it.
Rosemary is literally living his movie. Immediately.
How much has he done?
It's got to be up there.
You're in the thousands at this point. Nuts. Alpha Gaming have Doc very, very close by to Rosemary as well as Alva. Alva's probably passed that information back, and Alva will just find him. Doc's down for Alpha Gaming. Not the most amazing start. Definitely some presence was shown, but only the 5 elims on that match. But it's better than some teams. Better than some teams.
It feels like one of these actually where they're kind of just inciting it as well. It's like Rosemary going, feed me more. Give more to him. And there's more on the menu, Blank.
He's just seasoning the team at the moment. Getting themselves some more points on board. Currently the highest scoring right now in terms of eliminations inside the lobby. That's all just been with 2 players. But look at that. That is a horrible shift for a lot of teams. People kind of wanting this one to move away from Heartend, and 4th Rise might just get themselves a freebie off the back of this one. They do have to play it smartly though. I like that T24 as well as Falak have sent out over towards that eastern side. You play along that cliff edge. They know that there's 2 teams off towards the western side. Noki just needs to keep looking in, pulling out the telescope. Now and again, realistically, their main problem is going to be Regnum Kalia trying to push up over towards that cliff face and that rocky outcrop. So Falak as well as T24 going to be very aware of this.
This was DRX, obviously. They got up close towards Influence Rage quite some time ago, but they've been biding their time up until now. Dive in towards the compound, looking to force them out and see if they can seize control of this one. Leave themselves with good compound control inside of the zone. Dive in instantly, find the first pickup, and start to at least secure themselves some cover to play with. Vision as well, popping back up. That's the delayed fight between them and R8 that's been going on for quite some time.
good timing from Influence Rage. I think they realised that, honestly, for them, they need to start backing it up. But for DRX, that was a tough situation to be in. I'm glad that they make the move that they did. They had to happen then because there'd be tons more teams trying to wrap on that western side. Right now, Alter Ego is in a massive fight and currently are decimating over towards Ida. Only Emre still up and kicking. This is 7 Elim, 6 for Rosemary. Both players doing a hell of a lot right now.
Well, this was the thing as well, right? Obviously, he's been playing for that position up and high for so long. They got vision. Oh, they realised they were ahead of them. Tried to go for the backstab into it. Rosemary found some impact now. Down and out. All up to the last remaining member. Falls out. They're able to keep themselves in it. I mean, fair play for the amount of influence they've had on the lobby. For 2 players, Blank, with Rosemary popping off, that's big.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, especially with how it started as well with Thunderdogs. I do think that's a classic Rosemary moment. Didn't really wait for Alva to get in a position and just try to gun it, try to finish that one much quicker. Yes, they had to get a move on, but that could have been played better.
I think he was hyped, if I'm honest.
He was feeling it, right? Yeah, he was feeling it.
It's just one of those. He's gone for the solo play, thinking mechanically he's just going to pick it up on himself because he was really just absolutely slaying. Like the quick shots he was getting from on high, you could see. It didn't matter. Distance wasn't real in his mind.
Yeah, try to get Medieval on, but it's not meant to be. Vision. Trying to make their way up, but Regnum Kai is in good spots. Whenever we see Regnum Kai, typically underneath the bridge.
Where they feel most comfortable.
It is.
They need a roof overhead. I understand it. Sometimes you've got to just tuck in. It's like being underneath a desk. Let's see what they can do, though. When push comes to shove, so many bullets raining in from either side. Marcelo's able to get into a little bit of a cheeky angle around the backside as well. So he's got cover here. Focus drawn over from the other side as that's Falak that gets onto them. It's a big pickup.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Falak was just holding this angle for that eventuality when Regnum Kai is starting to move up. You can see that cliff face exactly what I'm talking about, but you have a small amount of vision as they make that cross. They didn't quite get Loxy, who's going to step up now. Falak immediately retreats back into cover. He's playing around that hard cover as well. Awesome stuff. Yeah, again, I love this player, man. I really, really do.
They needed that as well. That peak there, they had to get the full commit off the back of it because now you've exposed so much vision in the back line and literally 2 vision that were just waiting for an opportunity. All attention's turned. You can see once again focusing on that, knowing they're lurking underneath the bridge.
If T24 and Falak even feel like it, they could just go for some nades over the top here and they could probably cleave through Regnum Kai fairly easy off the back of that, especially if they want to hold on to those nades a little bit longer. Lovely toss there coming through over towards Toshpik, leaving Regnum Kai now as just 3.
It's the spacing as well. You're right on the money, Blank. They've got to try and push up and fight together on this one, baiting out the crosshairs. Volt from the back line gets one straight in between the eyes on Silas. There's the damage back from Falak as well, finding the opportunity, the third party onto it, and Vision go down.
Getting the steals on that for Thrives. I mean, they've been playing pretty passive this game, but just still find those moments where they're keeping teams at bay. They make the good decision. Noki and IQ play over towards the northeast side where they can extend their time out as long as possible. But there's a clear reason for this. They're holding that northeast side for the players coming up from the pontoons on that northern edge, and then you've got T24 and Falak playing off one another perfectly over towards players that might be coming up from that bridge. So they've got all the angles that they were worried about closed down. They know that Influence Rage and DRX are taking a lot of attention from one another. This is just lovely from 4 Thrives.
Yeah. Like you said at the start of the show, mate, they've been thriving. Once again, it's happening here. Decision making is crisp. Silence goes down. Knocked out by IQ with a quick heads-up maneuver. He's got control towards the ridge of the roof, taking the peaks in. They've got so much freedom here.
Yeah, it's just picture perfect. I mean, this is exactly how you'd want to play Heartin. Yeah, they've had the circle look at coming up this way, but you don't normally see teams just calmly and efficiently set themselves up for any angle that might be an issue for them coming into the future. Falak's going to go for another peek over the top. Now, he is the solo right now, so you have to be very careful about this, but usually he is, and he'd rather come back into hard cover than just go for a full commit over towards Regnum Kaya. He just wants info right now.
And go on Galacticos as well. They've been waiting in the weeds, back down, trying to keep themselves just out of dodge until an opportunity to actually strike into this. Relatively quiet compared to obviously their opening game yesterday. We'll see if they can steal out any points the longer this one goes on. You can see just observing more than being thrown into the forefront of it right now.
Yangon Galacticos just looking for a higher placing. I mean, 6th place is not bad, but it's not going to get you a lot of placement points. You typically want like a 3rd, 2nd, or a 1st. A 1st would be nice for anyone, but yeah, getting up towards the 3rd or 4th here would be decent points to have. Pedrino goes down. That is off from Diego. The other side of things from Influence Rage. Has been putting in some damage here, but for Influence Rage, this is going to be a tough breakout from this building.
Yeah, it's a risky position. Obviously, you have that opportunity of knowing DRX crashed in early. They'll have that vision on the cross if they want to go for it. Seeing the attention turned, IQ again, same angle. Just living.
Such a ballsy angle as well that he's got. They will have to push off now. There's so much open ground in front of them. They're just going to be clean on this one. This moves completely away from Influence Range to DRX, and 4 Thrives have the opportunity to do something very, very good here.
DRX get a nice burst up close and personal with the nades. They've had him trapped for so long, and this is going to be infuriating Rage for them. Not really much room to breathe either zone. Nipping at your heels, DRX have finally smoked you out.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous hold. Sizzy actually being able to get up towards that warehouse and just play off that off angle. They knew that coming out from these crates is going to be really, really difficult. So very, very well done. Coming through from them. QXZ now going to peek out, but T24 goes for a quick pre-fire on the angle. This might come down to 4 Thrives versus Regnum Kaya at the end of it. Smile's not making his way through. Way too far from the distance.
Yeah, pinned down, no room to breathe. Whoa, deep nade. Hyunbin feeling the force of that one. The follow-up. Big brain decimation as the Nitro's on target.
No way! Oh my days. Yangon Galacticos actually finishing a lot of that off there, but I mean, IQ's bought his team a massive amount of space.
Oh yeah.
That could have been a terrifying fight for them.
Why, it's mad.
Delays it.
Great work with the nades, man. T24 as well, keeps it going. Spots out Yangdong. Able to get the shots back over, keep them pinned in. There's been no room for him to move up whatsoever this entire time. You're basically just sitting ducks. It feels like, again, this has just been 4 Thrives lobby.
He's been clean 12 elims on the game from what typically for a lot of teams I would say is a fairly passive position to play, but they've had so much influence. And IQ turns what could have been a 4v4, which was easily third party by Regnum Kaya, into now a situation where they have to get into a 3v4. But look at Falak moving up over towards Loxy, playing on an off angle. He's spotted now. Just a 2v4, and Regnum Kaya could be taking this home.
Silas, the shopkeeper, with a quick checkout on that one. Deals the damage and keeps on moving, bobbing and weaving with the attention turned on them. So the manpower advantage is good right now. In a position where they can build from this. But wait a minute. Oh, the Romeo story. He goes in for the stab in the dark. T24 with the battle back down to the final 2, and 2 are knocked. Battles it out. They're trying to scrap up close. DBS firing shots. Silas from the side, and that's enough to steal it away. It was a good game from 4 Thrives, but in the end, we know who really walks away with a chicken dinner.
Regnum Kaya, good stuff for them, honestly, playing in a very difficult position. They bided their time, they made it work from that bridge side. The roof over the head was good, kept them warm and decent all the way until that end game. For 4 Thrives, though, I think you come away with that one very happy with the, I think it was 13 elims they ended up with, so a 19-point game. I actually think they're on top in terms of the match rankings compared to Regnum Kaya there. Another banger coming through from 4 Thrives.
It's mad that it just looks so consistent right now. And it was the split as well, like the way they're actually playing off one another in what was a very intense choreography of PUBG Mobile there. Like you're having everything thrown at you. The kitchen sinks coming your way, handled it perfectly. No pressure, no sweat, just perfect elims.
It's a real clean way to play that 2-2 split as well. And that wouldn't have worked if they've not identified that DRX and Influence Rage were on that western side, so they could just fully focus over towards Regnum Kaya as well as intense game. In the meantime, though, we're going to take a little less intensity and send you to a break, and we'll be back very shortly.
begin. Cybertron's future is near. Autobots, roll out! This planet reeks of weakness. Your courage reignites my sword. We'll crown the new lord of Cybertron. Roll for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings. That Sandhawk was definitely worth the wait. And we didn't get a hot drop, but we did end up getting at least a back-to-back in a way, Max, from Regnum Caria.
Yeah, I mean, they did it on Miramar yesterday with the last chicken dinner of the day, and now they do it again on day 2 here on Sandhawk, and a very good game for them. It was going towards Hatton for a big portion of this game, but the one team that decided to not go to Hatton ended up getting the chicken dinner by holding the portion under the bridge, which,
Yes.
as we saw, was the main reason why they were able to get that chicken dinner.
And one thing that we were enjoying, that we were talking about during that match, Neptura, was that split that Regnum Caria was doing. It was an interesting split.
It really was. I liked it a lot. I thought it covered all of the bases that it needed to cover, right? You had 2 on one side of that river. You had 2 inside of zone. They were just making sure nobody came around. The other good thing about that is that high ground, that compound on the wrong side of the river, let's say, actually does a really good job of getting as much info as possible down to the south side. So they were able to know a lot of what was going on in that circle.
Yeah, I mean, because of that, they give themselves 15 points, second top team when it comes to overall points this game, because look at that, 4th Thrive, 13 points.
Jeez.
Okay, then the finals, guys. Yeah,
I think, yeah.
Pakistan in the finals, let's go. But now, Regnum Caria said they were able to scout, saw that spot under the bridge. Oh, it's free. They instantly send it. Don't have to do any extra scouting. You take that position, and because of that, they were to defend against Vision, against Yangon Galacticos, and actually claim a game-winning position at the very end, because as we saw, it tended to move away from Hatton itself. So a very good game from Regnum Caria. This is definitely a lot more aligned with my initial expectations of what I wanted to see this team do.
And one thing that I'm kind of just pointing out here is for Team Vision, they did end up getting 6 eliminations, Neptura, and the rotation that they were able to do, I was impressed by. It just didn't end up working out for them.
I'm really sad that it didn't work out, honestly. I loved that play of them going under the bridge, fighting for that position. It was so nice. I just think that maybe they got a little bit too caught up in the previous fight with R8.
Yeah.
And it just didn't really go that way. But it's a really interesting thing to think about, because that particular compound where they had that fight with R8 is actually, you see those teams that fight there always take way too long. Always take way too long. So I think it's something to think about, something to consider when you're talking about where to go, what compound to use, because if you end up fighting there, it just seemed to take forever.
Now, during that fight that was happening between Regnum Karya and Team Vision, I did notice that Falak was kind of third-partying a little bit. He ultimately ended up eliminating Team Vision, at least some of the players there. We were having a back and forth, Max. We were wondering, would that be the time for Falak maybe to just not overextend too much, but see if maybe he could third-party even more? Because if he would have taken more players from Regnum Karya, I think it would have been an easy win for them.
Yeah, I think you don't want to take that heat against Regnum Karya at that point. I did like that he was trying to get an angle. You can get an angle under the bridge, but you can't get an angle on the dip of Regnum Karya. And that's why I was so confused with Vision. Why are you stopping under the bridge when you're actively being shot at by Falak? Send it onto the side of Regnum. Take the fight. If you get eliminated, at least you tried. But if you win, you get a bunch of eliminations onto Regnum Karya, and you're safe from all those teams trying to take shots at you from Hatton itself. So I think the Vision got a little bit too hesitant, and that did cost them the game, I think, this time around, because it could have been a Vision chicken dinner, would have been the first Mina chicken dinner. That would have been an amazing thing to see happen here in Riyadh.
That's interesting. Then you think that they didn't extend enough? You think that they stopped too short by going under the bridge?
Which not only gave an angle for Falak, but also makes it very nadeable because you're hiding behind pillars and walls, and Regnum just kept chucking it over the side. So I think that here you just commit to the push. You can stay under the bridge for maybe, 10 seconds, get information, get the game plan. We have to send it, and especially Regnum on the little dip, which is very nadeable. I don't know how many nades they had, but if they had a few, you need to play around that utility to transition in that dip because it was such a good defensive spot.
I see you pondering stuff there.
I'm
Is there anything you want to add to it?
Well, because you and I thought that them stopping under the bridge was actually a fantastic play. I see what you're saying about the angle from Fourth Drives. I see what you're saying there, but I felt like overall it was a really good, at least, initial position to take. I did think that Regnum Karya maybe had a little bit of a split. Some of them were under the bridge.
Now, are you talking about when they stop on the bridge on the other side? Not the side that Fourth Drives could see. Because I think that's the one we were kind of pointing out, right? When they were on the right side of the bridge, not super exposed for Fourth Drives. I think that's what you were thinking.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of that, because then they started using those nades onto Regnum Karya, and then you're talking about when they actually just went onto the other side of the bridge.
Yes.
Then they should have gone forward. I see. Okay, because I was like,
makes sense.
We were talking and we liked it. So what are you talking about? Okay,
we liked it up until the point where Fourth Drives and Falak was just like, oh, are those eliminations? Oh, you know what? I'm trying to go for that MVP. I'll end up taking them. One team that actually ended up surprising us a little bit too was none other than Intense Game. Intense Game just took care of Thunder Talk.
Yeah, I really liked how they played that. You had 3 teams on that western side. The western side generally in these kinds of zones is always so strong of a position that everybody always wants the mountains. They always want the center. It's the west side that often wins games for teams. So it was really nice to see that. You had 3 teams, Influence Rage, Intense Game, and Thunder Talk. Influence Rage ended up doing the whole thing of going center, going straight for the city, going straight for Hatton. That was fine. But for Intense Game, and I think what really proved to be the key in their longevity was actually getting rid of Thunder Talk, clearing that west side completely, because then they had space to actually move in.
No, I think that was definitely a really good play. I like how slow they were playing it on the coast, because they were waiting. What kind of circle are we going to get next? Are we going to have a proper Hatton City finish? Are we going to have a coastal finish? They were kind of keeping their options open, so I do like how slow they were playing it, but I do think they did fumble towards the end pretty massively because they start splitting. And you need players, you need a full squad if you want to go for a push onto, let's say, Influence Rage, onto your Fourth Rise, onto Regnum Karya. Any push you want to go for, I don't care which one you commit to, you need to have that full squad available at a moment's notice. And they decided to send, I think it's Pedrino, in Hatton, and keeping 2 of the players over onto the coast before a player even gets eliminated. I was very confused. For me, there was no clear game plan, and because of that, they just lose players one by one and lose an opportunity to maybe not get the win, but at least a strong podium finish.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, we're going to be going to Erangel, so let's take a look at a graphic where he's going to be showing us the best teams in Erangel. And I mean, no surprise, it is going to be Fourth Rise up there as well. You also got Influence Rage and Team Secret. 3 teams that are going to be playing today. Just a reminder for Alpha 7 Horror Esports, they are not here today.
Hey, one thing that you're seeing here is that Fourth Rise, because Erangel is their best map, clearly. Looking at the average elims, they get 8 per game. That's massive.
8?
They played 3 yesterday, and they get 8?
8 per game is absolutely crazy. I was getting distracted by Horror with the 1700 damage average on Erangel, which is also crazy. But yeah, to see 8 eliminations, I mean, we're talking about 8 eliminations in a lobby where eliminations are hard to come by. These guys know how to not get knocked, and so to get 8 average per Erangel is insane.
They get 2 squad wipes per Erangel. Just to put into perspective, so...
Damn.
Thank you,
right?
Seven. Great input. We love it.
I can see your brain just thinking about it.
You saw the damn in my brain right there. Yeah, exactly. No, so it's been working great, and for a lot of the teams here, it's going to be their ticket to the finals is, are you good on an angle? Yes, no. And if that's the case, like we saw for 4 Thrives, they are going to be able to go the entire way. Though I do want to go on a quick a little bit of a tangent here. DRX, we said at the start of the day, we want to see how their bad games are. Here, they do get far into the game, but they don't get close to the podium whatsoever. They get still a bunch of placement points and eliminations. Like, this makes me hopeful that, okay, DRX are trying to find that consistency. It was a very good entry point into Heartin alongside Influence Rage. I want to see more of that come in from DRX. Just, no, you're not always going to get into your top 3, top 5s. Just get eliminations on board, and that's going to be more than enough to make me happy and for them to secure their spot to the next stage.
Well, for DRX, too, you kind of got a bit of a sight there. They didn't get super gifted by the circle. They did end up doing a good rotation. But don't forget, for everybody currently watching, from July 25th to the 27th and August 1st to the 3rd, log into Summon Airdrops and collect 2025 airdrop vouchers to enter prize draws for official merchandise, smartphones, BD partner rewards, permanent in-game items, and more. Every participant is guaranteed to win. Additionally, from July 25th to the 31st, vote for your favorite airdrop partner for a chance to receive special gifts from them. Don't miss this year's airdrop carnival and unbox your surprise. Max, have you done it?
Not yet. I did put my predictions in game though. That I will not share because I will be in danger. But I have not got it because I'm waiting for the.
Is it going good? Is it going? Give us a vibe of how the predictions are going.
I've actually got like, I think about 50% of my predictions are doing very well, which I'm impressed.
Good for you.
4 Thrives wasn't it?
Let's give them hit 'em, like you said.
Oh, okay. I did not.
How are your predictions going so far, Natura? Because there is a eyebrow at stake.
Oh,
2 of them.
Shoot.
Oh yeah, 2 of them.
No! Oh, we did agree to this. Dang it. Okay, yeah. No, it's going okay. It's going okay so far. You know what? I'm happy with how it's going.
Okay. Am I getting that vibe? It seemed like questionable, right?
She's lying.
I'm not.
She had 8 team spirits, you know.
Hey, if I could, I would, but I can't, so it's fine.
Get student pictures everywhere.
Exactly.
That's the main thing that you're going to be just seeing throughout the day. But as we saw a chance there to see the graphics earlier from Erangel, I'm happy to see that 4 Thrives is continuing on this performance, Max. And that was the big question mark that I was going to be having for them. Can that team continue to perform like this? We're going to be jumping into Erangel. Can they continue that consistency? Let's send it over to Blank and Jackie.
Thank you, Seven. Can't wait to kick this one off. It's already been damn exciting. First game, Blank, good build-up. And of course, if you want to know more in depth, why not check out our official map feed? It's now live. Head on over there and get that read that you need.
Absolutely, the read that you need on the speed of these rotations from these teams. Because obviously, for the first time ever at EWC, we are sharing the map feed here with you. We've been doing it throughout the year, slowly rolling out a little bit of time. But we really just wanted to share with you the inner workings of all the teams. Obviously, me and Jackie have been looking at that damn screen for a while now, locking in, making sure you guys know where the teams are. But now you can take a look into the inner workings of PUBG Mobile as well. So make sure you check that out over at PUBG Mobile Esports on YouTube. Enough of that though, we're going to head over towards Erangel itself.
Oh yes, follow your favourite teams and get ready for the scenes that we're going to be witnessing here. Game 2, day 2, the action is heating up, but who will be beating the heat? That's the question and the tagline, and a lot riding on it. Already some interesting developments from game 1 in terms of the early explosive hot drops that resulted in a rough start for Alter Ego that somehow turned into the Rosemary show, hoping it won't be as bad of a start, but an even better finish for them this time, Black.
That's what you hope to see here. I think a lot of fans for Alter Ego, some really good players on side. Alva's been around for a long time, as has Rosemary, but 2 players that did fantastically well in our last match. I'll tell you who is beating the heat though. That player that had managed to create a small wall of water bottles in front of the camera. Not sure if he's hiding his face or just trying to make sure he stays hydrated. Either way, happy for the guy. In the meantime, though, we're heading over towards Georgia Pole from down in Sosnovka. Alpha Gaming out early, alongside with Ketch from Fireflips, but Influence Rage are in position as well, alongside with Thunder Talks. I imagine they're heading over towards another Upmire here.
It's a good system, though, mate. You build up the wall of the water bottles that are slightly cold. The air will then blow that almost as an artificial AC. So maybe that'll even pull them off.
Cracking the lid a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just a little bit of cold air from it. So he's either going to play really hot because he's kind of been like actively cooled.
Yeah.
Or he'll play worse because he's cooled off.
This is really big though, and teams will have to cool off real quick because it's going to be a hot rotation down towards Sosnovka early on here. Influence Raid, Thunderdogs and Alpha Gaming already here. This is big news for them, but there's quite a lot of teams for us. I mean, recently we've more only seen maybe 1 or 2 teams over towards Sosnovka early. So Influence Rage, Thunderdogs and Alpha Gaming very pleased with this one. 4 Thrives and very Pier. They have a very quick rotation they can make down towards the South Ridge and that little hillside that looks over towards the west and the east. But again, we saw how well 4 Thrives could hold on position last game, so I hope they can do the same here, because you will have teams coming in from that western side and the bridge.
Yeah, sway over the bridge, get that done with early. I think it's interesting as well, you do actually get Alpha up close towards Influence Rage to kick this one off. Obviously Alpha in the previous matchup, bit of a rough compound crash, right? Losing 2 players early. Might have been a bit of a better story for them. I think that actually was Rosemary as well that got the third party from the ridge onto him, right? Just cleaned up. That's crazy, yeah. We see a little bit of a alter ego highlight there as well, opening it up. We get their vision to start. See how it develops. Hopefully it's a big game for them, bro. It's always exciting. Feels like it gets the fans going early.
It does, absolutely does. They've got a very, very good fan base, I would say. Got to actually cast over in Indonesia too, and it is incredible. The energy
I can imagine.
from that audience was unbelievable. Truly stunning and electrifying, just as it is here at the EWC for PMWC. 4 Thrives currently ahead by quite a bit here on 75 points, but DRX not too far behind, 64 points. Now, I would say Regnum Kalyop that last game have really dragged themselves out from the small rut I'd say they're in, comparing them with the caliber they have, right? 57 points here is really, really good to see for Regnum Kalyop, and a team that I expected to do well. You do hear a lot of teams at the moment saying this kind of doesn't matter here in the group stage, but I would go ahead and say this is very, very important. You're getting a direct spot over towards the finals, not having to deal with the pressure on you that happens in that survival stage. You don't want to be there, man. You really don't want to be there.
No, it's so much free information as well. You know, but you kind of get that overview. A couple of days
watched it.
Exactly. Like the difference of going into it in terms of prep, like it's unbelievably helpful. I suppose there is an argument for obviously keeping yourself warm the entire tournament.
Yeah.
I know which side I'd prefer to be on.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It was something I would bring up because we've brought it up in the past as well, where staying warm throughout that survival stage and making it into the finals is good, but there's also exhaustion that comes with that because it's back to back to back, and you're fighting for your tournament life for, you know, a few days. It's not easy. It is not easy. Fireflux right now, one of our teams from our groups, which has really suffered. We saw them try and get into the west side of Hartin. Really struggle there, Jackie. I saw them go down very early to Influence Rage DRX, who sandwiched them. But yeah, we're going to see DRX right now looking to go for that rotate we talked about earlier. Off that western side.
Oh, it's a nice first shot, actually. You see the dive in from Alter Ego, DBS behind the door. Walk through that, you're not breathing anymore. Instant first contact, mate, but Alter Ego at least clean it back up. They can get the res in as well. He's fine.
He is fine. Alva come back up. They definitely want to keep him on board. Working together with Rosemary was very, very nice. Last game, as we saw. But this is not the end of the road for them because they've got a long way to go. Long way to go down this western coast. Yangon Galacticos is going to be in front of them. Many teams actually going for this western rotate as well across the bridge. So you've got Kinotrope just making their crossing now. And it's interesting to me that 4 Thrives actually opted to go far south here, Jackie.
Yeah, it is actually. I wonder what the setup is going to be late game for them as well. Like obviously the way they've been playing this, it's been really and a lot of the individual fights, but I think their communications look good for the rotates so far. All of day one felt really good in terms of decision making. Hopefully that's a trend that's just going to continue because they are ridiculously compounding points. I mean, 75 off the back of the first game of day 2. Really good spot. Heads above water firmly. They're not just doing the doggy paddle.
No, they're not in the doggy paddle right now. We're in the big pool. We're big pool right now, you know. The infinity pool for them if they keep getting these kind of points. But you're looking at like a 10-point average here at the moment. Just a little bit under the 11-point margin, which is an incredible result for an international. Very hard to do. Particularly teams that have managed to maintain a 10-point average. It's very obvious they're going to stay in and head through to that top 8. So I think for 4 Thrives, they're not worrying too much at the moment. There is something to be said about teams saying that they don't really, they're not minding this group stage too much, and they can always play in survival stage where you do take the pressure off yourself a little bit. But I do think that being able to perform here without that pressure and getting those points on board, super important if you can just leisurely make your way into the finals.
Do you wonder for Yangon Galacticos as well, if it was more of sort of, playing to the best of their ability yesterday early, and that's going to obviously taper off, because it felt like there was maybe some opportunities in game 1 here. It didn't really seize the day too much to really squeeze as much potentially as they could out of. Here it might look like they might even get nipped at on the heels as well by Alter Ego towards the back line. We'll see how that develops. Obviously a big shift, everyone making their move over towards the zone now.
It's a wild amount of teams. Having 16 teams, 63 alive here, and the majority of the squads are in Sosnovka. This is sort of a different stage we're seeing here. You're right, by the way, getting nipped in the heels by Alter Ego, coming slightly late towards Primos. Managed to find one of the players there over on Yangon Galacticos. And even finding Smile as well. This is a good turnout coming through from Alter Ego. They don't blow up the boat either, so that's an option for them if they want it. But yes, so many teams up towards Sosnovka. It's very, very impressive, and I think it's just a case of international. You don't want to go for these bridge camps. You don't want to delay. You're all looking for those points. You know how important they are. This is a quick format, right? It's a very, very fast format.
It was only Romeo and SayCloud that were able to get away by sailing literally through the clouds, just making sure they keep their distance and find a back door in towards the zone. Ulrika, like you said, it is actually a smart heads-up maneuver as well. Just get the full knocks into the convert to make sure they've got the boat. Fair decent amount of loot as well, actually. Yangon actually had a good stock, so you've rebuilt that for yourself. And they'll be able to take a leisurely stroll over, join everyone else eventually.
I think this second zone is going to be the one that I'm most curious about. Right? I think there's a lot of opportunity for this to go a fair few ways. We've not really committed to either side of the island at the moment. It's pretty dead set on being Sosnovka. I don't see it going any other way. But sending far out towards that eastern side, massive amount of water in this one as well. 4 Thrives can be very pleased with themselves that they headed south to give themselves a comfortable rotate off towards that eastern side. They could even make a really, really quick swing over towards Novorevnoye, set themselves up in the buildings early if they wanted to, because this is only going to come closer into the map, unless there is a crazy option of it moving far west. I do think for 4 Thrives, heading towards Novorevnoye right now, or at least just outside it, would be a good idea for them.
We'll see how their day continues. Curious if Vision are going to be able to sort of dust themselves back off as well. It felt like their split sort of late game yesterday. Things started to really go skew for them, but overall when they can play together as a fully fledged unit, they had some good moments, some good excitement that was on board from the team. Curious if we'll see much more.
Yeah, we saw from Vision at the start there as well. I don't know if you remember, but we were watching them flick through their map sheets. They were giving the thumbs up for the Sandhawk, for the Miramar, but they weren't too sure about the Erangel. Honestly, there was some shaking of the head going on there.
Thumbs down.
There was a thumbs down. There was a thumbs down. It shows humility at least. They realised where their problems are. Hovercraft in play here for Regnum Kaya. Managed to get a hold of one of those, came across late on the north side from Sharkfin, down towards Grandma on the north side of Sosnovka. But since then, they've been moving far into the circle. Tospit gets caught out by Kinotrope, and there is no response, so he will not be getting backups. This is up towards Observatory at the moment. They're making a long run here in the hovercraft.
Kinotrope looking to make that one a little bit of Kino from the sideline. Points can be stolen away from it. top as well. TT with the bullets down, raining onto them. Use the backdrop of the vehicle for cover as it detonates. Cool guys don't look at explosions, Blank. They're all very cool. We know this.
I mean, Wild was taking some double takes.
No, he didn't look. He didn't do the Patrick Stewart triple take.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. He was just making sure it had exploded. I guess it's a rough position for Regnum Kai to be in. I mean, no vehicles to be spoken of, and it's a long run, but at least they are over towards the decent side, and it's more than can be said for a lot of teams that came in late here. It is just going to be pretty rough in the interim, right? It looks like even Thunder Talks are having a look over this way. King sweeping around. And another, the Dacia's out to play. What are you doing?
Yeah, not ideal. The dastardly Dacia being dealt with as Loxy's able to get the flick off easily. Pulls him out of the driving seat. Curious as well, with one of my eyes glancing at the map feed. These late crosses on both of the bridges going to be problematic. Close grouping. Vision most likely having an easier time of it, but obviously for Alter Ego, they might actually take this one in their stride if there is a fight that breaks out, to be honest, bro.
It's a what? So they didn't take the vote, right? They moved across very pier. I think they've read into the fact that four Thrives like to move very, very early and just get into the map, so they've got a comfortable way in. And also they're assuming that most teams already made that big migration off towards the eastern side. So I think it's a good call. I don't think they had to take the boat after all, especially with this hard eastern shift. Silence is going to have to be real quiet if the future runs down. But Prestel G in position. Oh man!
It all gets a little bit awkward.
And he falls through the map.
He's gone. He's done for. Goes falling down in the end. Quick bandage up on the action as well, sort yourself out, keep on moving.
I think everyone probably hates me when I call him Prestige. I know it's Prestige, but come on.
The big Preds.
But I will never stop calling him Prestige.
It's good.
Sorry.
It works, it works.
Yeah.
I respect it. Falak lives for these, doesn't he?
I mean, he got 10 bullets. I don't know what he's doing.
Don't matter. He'll make them count. Watch. Alright, watch this. Next time we cut to his POV, I tell you, it's going to be 2 headshots, those 10 bullets, that's going to amount to 2 knocks, hands down.
No backpack, 1 ghillie, 10 bullets. That's all you need. It's not looking amazing, but for QXZ, the QBZ, only 60 bullets total in the back pocket here. I don't really know what Falak's looking. I think he's got a red dot as well.
I think the thing is, he's got vision for it to at least know if they're pushing up.
50 bullets.
It's like they've got a wide berth on it where you've got the backline stab in as well. Not just get in the read, T24 up on the actual side as well to take the peek off his contact. Yeah. You can at least just get info. Obviously, they won't have the blessing of knowing the ammo is limited. Couple pot shots, get their attention on him. You could peek in from the side, get the back door on it.
Alpha Gaming, though, making an entrance from the sidelines, coming in from the wings. It is very open ground, though, and QXZ will have the number on it. A lot of bullets for the S12. So close range, he's pretty set to go. Sizzy and Soez in the background there. QXZ forced to hold down this entire position. 16 teams still alive, though, Jackie. It's astonishing. It really is astonishing.
Quick shots from top as well. E14 coming out to play. Bullets whiz through. QXZ down. Sleeping now. All Z.
Four Thrives will have to move out here over towards the northern side. Give the Ghost a knife, a cruel circle. We talked about how Vision had been a little bit slow to the party. Turns out they turn up just in time. Well, the dinner plate's full of food here, but there's a bit of a saviour coming through from the circle for them. They cross that north bridge. So likely want to hold out Gamax though, as they move in from that north side. R8 similarly making a very low, late rotate here. Team Secret coming in behind them. Playzone even just takes down for Heater, so yeah, he's not going anywhere. Wrap him up in his hot here and send him home.
Yeah, just filling on that one, unfortunately for him. Not going to be the meal deal he was hoping for. So punished by the timings, you were saying, the party analogy, it just comes back around. And really, you are right, felt like Vision kind of have gone in as the guest of honor. They can set themselves up potentially in the position you've fallen into now. And there they are, actually. Good connection across, just playing on the edge, keep them inside the blue and ripping the shreds with the bullets, Blank.
Yeah, it's been a VIP entrance, 100%. Straight on the red carpet across this bridge. And into position. So I've got to send her up, and I think for Thunder Talks, actually it's a bit annoying. I think they could have just held Observatory. I mean, Regnum Kai weren't in really any position to challenge them, and if they were up towards Observatory, had that amount of sightlines to work with, cleared out that south side with 4 players, then moved in a little bit later, and just ignored the fact that Regnum Kai existed, this could have been a lot better of a game.
Rejoin now with Alter Ego as well. It's Rosemary once again that's finding influence. Wow, that is rough. Quick shot. Beautiful work with the DBS. Big Papa pump, mate.
Yeah, S12K there looking lovely. Moana though doesn't want to let this end too quickly, but in the meantime Alpha Gaming have spotted a weakness on the sidelines.
Shots back over, trying to dip into cover to stay alive. Moana making moves that leads on to Joel, so Alpha lose one, reply back over as well, ripping out quick shots. R8 feeling the brunt of the damage, but Alpha also struggling to contend with this. Fights breaking out across the map as well. Regnum Karia taking head on against 4 Thrives. Influence Rage even popping up into the commotion.
4 Thrive just out. Weren't able to make that position happen on that south side despite being on the map so early. Rosemary able to find Doc there. Alter Ego still alive into this one. 80 lives on the match. What's happened?
That's what I mean. I don't know how they do it. They just seem to make it work. Put it together even when they're in a really rough spot. And this is back to sort of deja vu, right? Alter Ego, 2 players left to try and pick up the scraps. Finishing off the last of the GMX boys on the cross as well there. That's Vision closing